NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell punting his chance to enforce a hard and fast rule about players standing for the national anthem. You saw this. You saw this 24 hours ago right here. These player protests, they're going to go on as planned. No penalties, no fear of penalties. Things got a little heated as I discussed this very subject on Fox News Tonight last night. Watch.
A lot of people don't even stand when they're watching the game.
What does that have to do with anything? What is that? You know, I'll tell you, that's a bunch of baloney. Here's the thing. No. That's a bunch of baloney because I'll tell you one thing.
No, it's not baloney.
Every single time I hear the national anthem anyway, every single time I sing the national anthem, I get goosebumps, and I feel very privileged and very honored to have grown up in this country with all the opportunities I have had. And you know what? You're pretty darn lucky if you're out there collecting a pretty nice paycheck working for the NFL. By the way, I'm going to be back on Fox News tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Fox News channel, so I hope you tune in again. Meanwhile, you get the NFL seeing its ratings totally plummet. So you have to ask yourself, especially if you're a leader like you're supposed to be, Roger Goodell, at the NFL, is this really worth it? Here with me to discuss, Ford O'Connell. Ford, look, one of the arguments that I heard last night from Leo Terrell was, it's great. The NFL really cares about its players. The NFL is trying to understand its players. That's actually something that Roger Goodell did say. They're trying to understand what is motivating the players to do this. But I gotta fire back with this. Ford, if the NFL cares about its players, then guess what? They would have done a whole lot more in terms of being out in front of the whole concussion issue, because that actually affects those players.
Well, there's a lot of issues the NFL should be out in front of, but I'll be honest with you, the owners created this problem all by themselves, and now they don't have a way out of the box. So basically, they've gone back to square one, trying to pacify the players without losing as many fans as possible. And it's quite clear that a majority of the players don't quite understand why a majority of the fans are hacked off about the anthem.
Yeah. They don't understand, but they know they're getting a lot of attention for this. Here's the thing, and you're a lawyer by background. Do they have a right to do this? I mean, after all, they're going to work. And part of that job means entertaining. And part of that entertaining means, going through the motions. And so it is important for the overall image of the NFL that those players look like they got a little gratitude for our country. Can they actually do this?
Well, it depends upon the state because of different employment laws, but you're absolutely right. Look, you have a First Amendment right to make your opinion known, but you don't have a First Amendment right to be employed as a multi-million-dollar athlete, particularly when you're alienating business. And that's exactly Jerry Jones's point. They're alienating business. NFL ratings are down by 8% this year after they were down by 8% last year. So I think that the players need to understand, the owners need to understand that what they should be telling the players is, look, you stand, and what we will do is we will promote your cause off the field as much as possible because we want the fans happy and we certainly want the players happy. When that happens, everybody wins.
Well, Roger Goodell said yesterday he doesn't want the NFL to get political. But Ford, by saying we want to understand, we understand we get a lot of racial injustice in this country, and isn't that effectively getting political? I mean, if you see all these players out there kneeling at the start of the game instead of hands across their heart, isn't that essentially making the NFL indeed political?
Well, I think that the NFL has been political for a very long time, and right now we are in a situation in America that's so polarized that basically everything is political, including what costume you want to wear for Halloween. That's just the nature of the game, and you as a business, if you want to remain successful, you have to find a way to navigate that difficult terrain, Trish.
So Roger Goodell has a history of failures, frankly, when it comes to some of these big issues. I think back to domestic violence, and a couple years ago, Ray Rice dragging his wife in that elevator. It was a horrific video that we all saw played over and over and over and over again on TV. And they continually were having this problem with violence among their players. But you know what? Mr. Goodell did nothing. He let these players play until people went bonkers. So you have that. And then you have the concussion scandal, Ford. And as I said earlier, I mean, if he actually cared about these players, instead of the bottom line, he actually would be trying to help them and protect them. But that's not what it's about. It's all about money. So do you think when these team owners realize they're not getting the ticket sales and they're not getting the ratings they used to get, Roger Goodell is going to find himself out of a job.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. And basically, if the fans want to make sure that the players stand, they've got to keep doing what they're doing. And the owners think that the fans are going to get tired and wear out. That's the whole question. This is a battle of wills. If the fans keep, pushing down the ratings, then guess what? The players will eventually stand. It's always about the Benjamins, Trish.
I don't really get it. Roger Goodell started his career in PR at the NFL. You would think a PR person would understand how to negotiate these PR crises a little bit better.
Well, you're absolutely right, but you have to understand, with respect to the national anthem, they just didn't think that the fans were going to do it week over week. Remember, the NFL owns a day of the week, Trish. They own Sunday. Believe it or not, in America, even over God, they own Sunday in the fall. They just didn't. They thought they could overcome this, like the Ray Rice thing, and guess what? They found out that they're wrong.
Is Roger Goodell that afraid of the players? Are the team owners that afraid of the players? Because, if they don't let him kneel, I guess the players could walk. And that seems to be the leverage that they have. And so, consequently, Goodell, the team owners, are bowing to the players here and forgetting about their viewers and their customers.
Well, you're right, but let me say why. The NFL is a $64 billion oligopoly. Trust me, Roger Goodell is in this position because he's making the individual team owners a lot of money. They also have a union contract coming up, Trish, and they want to pretend like they're siding with the players for now because they want a big deal so they can keep raking in the giant revenue for them. It's always about the revenue, but the players do play a big part in that.
Well, it is about the revenue, and that's ultimately what's going to be at stake, because if more Americans say, I'm going to go watch Fox Business today instead of the NFL, and I'm going to learn about what's going on in the world instead of watching these guys tell us, how much they don't appreciate being born in this wonderful country where you have so much opportunity, to think that, some of these hard luck stories where these kids have come up and gone on to become tremendous athletes, earning millions of dollars, that is part of the American dream, and something every one of us should be thankful still exists.
I've always been with you on that one, Trish, 100%.